Can you hear me okay? Good. Well, firstly, a very, very warm welcome to this year's audio track. And to those of you who were out till silly o'clock this morning, warm congratulations for being here at this time of day. So I'm not going to say much, please switch off your phones, all that stuff, of course. But what we want to do this morning is start by a little bit differently to normal by having a little tribute to someone. One of the very first people I asked to speak this year was a guy called Jory. Plum. Anybody know of him? You know, right, good. I'd met him courtesy of Stafford Baller, who'd asked me to be on a panel at the Wales Game Development Show with, I think, a couple of other people, Taz and various people. And he was, Jory was on this panel, and he was an amazing guy. Where I've been around game audio quite a long time. When I was working at Microprose in the early days of DOS, Jory was doing similar things at LucasArts, these two kind of legendary companies. So we had a lot of fun swapping stories. But his depth of knowledge and his passion and his fun were just so striking. And I just thought, well, he's got to be someone we want to come and take part in the developed audio track in some way, shape or form. And simultaneously, Susan Marshall, who's the overall conference director, also suggested him to me. So that was a kind of done deal, and we invited him. He was really excited about coming. And then this terrible thing happened. He had an awful motorcycle accident and subsequently died. So we just want to really pay tribute to him this morning. And even though he can't be here in person, kind of let him make an appearance nevertheless. And the way we're going to do that is to show an excerpt of his Beep documentary webisode. And my thanks to Karen Collins of Beep for allowing us to do this. So it's not quite originally what I had in mind, but nevertheless, with some sadness, but also with a smile, as you'll see, I give you Jory Plum.
There's always something weird somewhere. Always one of my favorites. I just love that it has a little smile on it too. Or if you have a dog, which you do, every dog immediately gets the squeaker out of whatever chew toys you get. So it's like, collect the squeakers. When we were doing For the Birds, after For the Birds actually, Ralph, the director, was telling me that they were making little bird toys. I actually have a bunch of them. And the company making them sent him a box of squeakers. I'm like, I want that box. He says, I had to ship it back to them when it was done. I'm like, I want that box. Give me every squeaker that you could possibly find. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find. Yeah. These are fun too because you can do cool things. If you do it right, you can sometimes get them to make kind of weird, stuttery noises. No toolkit is complete with that train whistle. I actually have it's not here right now, but I have a pneumatic bellows train whistle that you can hear about a mile away. Wow, pretty cool. It's a cool little toys, yeah. Yeah, since most toys nowadays have electronic chips and stuff, just using, you can't find stuff in toy stores, but hunting stores are still really useful, right? So you can, there's a squirrel call. But if I take something like this and then pitch it up or pitch it down, you can do weird stuff with it. I'm just noticing this weird purple thing that I've had around for a while. It's filled with slime. And it looks like the slime's kind of separating. I've had it for about 15 years. But make cool sounds. thing you could use to like add as a sweetener for like breaking bones, or you just pitch it up. It sounds a little plasticky by itself, but with other things. You just never know when you need something like this. More animal calls. You know. Cool by itself, but you can also take it apart, which is how I did for the birds. So you can suck air back through it and play with the reed. Right, so you can make an animal talk that way. It's performable. So like when I did For the Birds, that's what we did. Is I needed something that the director could perform, because otherwise, I didn't know what the bird was supposed to be saying, but he did. So this is exactly how we did. This isn't the actual thing we used. That one belonged to a Pixar employee, but yeah. But yeah, fun stuff you can do. End up spending hundreds of dollars on things that you don't hunt with. All kinds of hunting. There's a mallard duck call. And this one's fun. This could be loud. This is a long-range baby jackrabbit predator call, and you're supposed to go pretty loud with it, right? Are you ready for loud? Want to try again? It's really loud, yeah. But yeah, you can play with that. So yeah, good stuff to sweeten with. But you can also play with this too. You take it apart and I think I would probably use. Hard to control. Can't recall if I've ever actually used it on a project. You know, you go to the store, you just buy way too many hundreds of dollars of stuff. This is a big barrel mallard and a double reed Cajun squeal mallard. Yeah, the wooden ones tend to work better because the reeds aren't made out of plastic. So. This one's a cow elk. It's hard to control, but it's kind of cool. You could use that for vocalizations of like a fly or something, you know. What I would generally do with this is, record probably like 10 or 15 minutes of it and then cut little bits out of it. Go, oh, that fits. And look, it's a hot new item.
So is that meant to call a cow?
It says capable of reproducing all cow sounds. So I guess the idea is that you make the cow sounds so that the bull will come. It says this new elk call is capable of reproducing all cow and calf sounds. Newly designed mouthpiece adds realism and ease of use. Grasp the CEO3 by the lanyard ring between your thumb and index finger. Softly bite down on the mouthpiece and begin to blow air into the call. It even tells you what kind of sound. It says the note you produce should make the yaw sound. The sound you have just produced is now referred to as a mew, which is a common vocalization that the cow, calf, and bull elk communicate with daily. So yeah, I think it's supposed to attract the other. I have this cool one, but the rubber band seems to have broken. Yeah, it's not functional at the moment. I'll have to get a new rubber band. Yeah, just collect stuff. The bag of tricks. You start feeling like singing the Felix the Cat song after a while. And maybe it all fits in again. What's in here? The saxophone mouthpiece. And a couple of reeds.
Well, that's great.
Thanks.
If there's there's anything else you would like to share with your fans and followers out there. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about HTML5 audio?
The web audio? I've been following that for a little bit. I haven't had as much time lately to do that. I've built actually some cool things with it. I don't know if any of it works still. Let's see if is that even on this machine? I don't know if it's on this machine. I built a little prototype to see if the mastering tool that I had in mind, a custom-built mastering tool for dialogue, could actually save a tremendous amount of time. And right now it takes about 48 hours to do around 2,700 lines of dialogue, which is a lot of time you spend, mostly because we're constantly switching between lots of different tools that are designed for something completely other than mastering. And so I built something that basically did it using HTML5 audio and then rendered the files after I made all my decisions using a bash script. And it actually took that 48-hour job down to 2.5 hours. So yeah, HTML5 is pretty cool because I'm not much of a programmer. I can code, but I don't ever call myself a programmer. I can solve problems, but it ain't pretty. You know, it's a programmer's job to fix the crappy code that I write, but it will work. It just might not account for all possible edge scenarios, right? And it won't handle the errors very gracefully. And so I'd never coded for audio before. Mostly I do like text manipulation, things like that. You know, websites and little tools, right? Things that just solve my problems. And so writing code in HTML5 with the web audio API was just freaking amazing. I mean, it was the first time I wrote something that actually processed audio. I'm like, wait, that was easy? Huh, okay. Like I had set aside like 6 hours to just try and write a little bit of code, and I did it in 10 minutes. I'm like, well, now what? I've got a whole day to waste now. So I got to play around with some more stuff. I mean, I do surround in here, so I was able to play around with the 5.1 output and HTML5 audio, which is pretty cool. And there's just really cool things you can do with it.